Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to jump into the YieldMax ETF CONY, CONY. It is a covered call option strategy ETF that follows coin. You can see here I have a pretty good position, currently sitting at about 16,000 and pretty much I'm a little under break even on this, but if you look in the portfolio here, I have about $4,000 gain in total returns and my capital gain. So the position, since from when I entered without dividends, is $700 down. So pretty good. It has been profitable. And you can see basically it's coming back down to just about below, almost to where the lows have been. So 1818, I think, is one of the lower numbers that 1819. I think just recently we were 1869. So today actually is the lowest we've been since all the way back here in October, basically, when we hit 1818, 1819 here at the end of October last year. So you can see it's volatile like Bitcoin, and that's kind of what I wanted to go in about, because you can see it is getting a yield of 100%. And I just want to go into further my thoughts on Bitcoin and look at if you're bullish CONY Y. If you're bullish on Bitcoin, you can be bullish on CONY because it's and Ethereum and some of the other altcoins, because it's basically going to follow them. If these cryptocurrencies rally, so will their revenues continue to grow, because they hold a lot of these assets on their books. Their business is trading and custody, and now the base chain, which I know a lot of investors probably don't know as much about crypto, but the base chain is a layer 2 in Ethereum that is also already producing revenues that go back to shareholders. Now, digging a little further, there's a bunch of macro stuff with Bitcoin. The most recent was Trump. If you guys didn't see him talk at the Bitcoin conference, he said he was going to be adding crypto to the balance sheet. He was going to make sure it was legally accessible, and we were going to lead the world in crypto innovation, and we're going to the moon, basically, he said. So that's just one presidential candidate, but it's regardless of your political affiliation. That's not what I'm trying to get into here. What I'm trying to bring that up for is, this is the first time we've ever heard this from someone running for office or in office. We've seen a lot of people in Congress and that have tried to go against crypto. I don't know, how do I get rid of this? I've tried to go against crypto, but they have not been as successful. I'm just going to pull up the chart here while I keep talking. Elizabeth Warren being one of them, and I mean, probably the most notable. Nothing personal against her. I'm just saying she's probably one of the most notable people. But a lot of these politicians that have a negative outlook on this are usually, if you look at who their biggest backers are, they're banks. And that's what cryptocurrency was designed to work against. So especially Bitcoin, it was a product of the housing market crash in 2008, and it rose out of the ashes like a phoenix of that. So, and if you look long term, it's volatile, and I mean, this only goes back to 2019, so back to 10,000. Just a few years prior to this, it was in the thousands of dollars. So it has had a pretty amazing run over the last 5 to 10 years. And just by adoption and stuff, if you want to be bullish on this, it's up to you. But I think you can hold Bitcoin. I don't think you can hold it on Robinhood, or you can hold it you can custody your own Bitcoin. But if you want to use it for income, I really think coin is good. MicroStrategy is also an option, but I like coin more, and I'll tell you why. I know that the yield has been higher on MicroStrategy, but MicroStrategy, let me pull up that too. MSTY is even more volatile than coin, because they're levered. So this is basically, it doesn't look like it here. I need MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is levered. So what Michael Saylor does with MicroStrategy is anytime the price of the stock comes up, they basically do an offering and sell some shares, which basically is kind of inflation in the stock, and then they use that and then they get a loan to go buy more Bitcoin to put on the books. And it's a perpetual cycle. It's been working for him, and you can see it's up 1,000% in 5 years. Or let's see, in a year it's up 269% compared to coin. Pretty good, probably much better, right? So 140%. So 100% more. I don't remember if it was 240 or what, but it's outperforming it. But that's because it's technically it's not, like when you look at it, but the books, the way that they are doing it, they're leveraged, so that the company itself is leveraged. So there's always risk of Bitcoin taking a colossal crash, which is done many times, and then MicroStrategy can start to run into some issues. Their overall position is pretty far in the money at this point. I think it's probably in the 30,000s. So they're looking pretty good right now, but they have been buying and doing this on the way up. So as they grow, so does their position, and they keep the risk at about the same. I wonder what percentage down that is, but of course I'm not super all knowledgeable about this stuff. This is just my thoughts when I come into thinking about risk. And MicroStrategy has performed great. I like it. It's also a good ETF for yield. I feel like CONY may be at a better value right now. So when you think of these things, you're holding the underlying stock. MicroStrategy has rallied and may continue to rally, but at some point it's going to pull back. Coin has not rallied as hard, and it has a much different business model behind it. So that's I always think of things more. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong, but I'm just sharing with you guys why I have some of the positions I do and how I think about this. Another one I wanted to go into too as special that I didn't put in the title is BITO. And BITO, I think, is another way that generates yield. And you can see I have a position of this at 14,000. The NAV is up 40%. And I think if we go back to my portfolio here, you can see I'm up 70% on this with dividends. It pays about, yield on cost is 48%, pays 34%. So pretty good considering you're getting all this upside. You can see it's up 47% this year. And what was the position up? So 70.52. So I don't think, still not as good as Bitcoin probably. Let's see, 1 year, 126. So you would have beat just by holding Bitcoin, of course. So just kind of like anything else, but you're getting that income and you're holding your position. So this lags behind, but it pays a yield. What's gonna perform better over this time? It's really hard to tell, but I really think CONY could be that wild horse that I feel like CONY has the most potential to have really breakout earnings opportunities in coin and see a lot of upside growth or volatility, and that's why the yield is so high, is because the volatility on this stock is very high. And lucky for you guys, today there's going to be a share earnings call soon, and maybe I'll mention that in a short or something. But there's going to be an earnings call, and I don't think they have outlined the income that they're making on base on their balance for their earnings call yet. So this is possibly a time that we could see that if they decide to release that this time around. It could be interesting to me. But guys, these are my thoughts. It's not financial advice. If you like this content, subscribe. I like to make these videos to share my thoughts with you guys and think out loud based off of what I'm doing with my portfolio. And if you haven't checked out the portfolio review, there's a review of my entire portfolio over on the YouTube channel. You can check it out there, and we'll see you in the next video.